Guru Nation, welcome back to the Clinical Trials Guru. I'm at DIA 2019 with Rust Felix from Slope, right?
Slope.
Slope.io is the website, but it's Slope. They manage lab kit inventories. Why don't you break it down a little bit what you guys do, because you can do a better job than me, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff you guys are doing.
Sure thing. So if you're running a clinical trial, you've got patients. Those patients have things like kits, drugs, devices. You've got specimens and samples, thermal shippers. So essentially what Slope does is we call it a clinical inventory management solution. It's free for sites to use. We're managing right now close to 1,800 studies for sites around the world. What it helps you do is prepare for your patient visits. A lot of times what happens if you're a site, you've got a patient visit happening in a day or two, you go check the pharmacy and the supply closet, kit's expired, and then there's this last minute triage with your monitor and the ClinOps team. So Slope helps you be proactive as opposed to reactive.
And is it just an app that people can download?
You can visit slope.io to sign up for it. It's a web-based software. It works on tablets, laptops, desktops, anywhere you've got internet connection.
Very good. So now, I've known you for a while, maybe a couple years already. I saw your company grow, right? Like I ran into you today, and I'm surprised how quickly you guys have grown. How were you able to do that? Because it's tough to... You did it in a market that's really tough to get the penetration, like to the sites. Yeah. Sites don't even respond to their own CRAs, let alone outside companies, right? How did you do that?
So we did something a little bit different than most e-clinical software solutions. We actually went to sites. I personally talked to several hundred research directors, research assistants, CCRCs, monitors. Just on the phone, asking questions. How can we help you? And sites are not used to actually having people come and ask them what their problems are.
Right.
And so what we quickly realized was, hey, sites have a problem. They need a way to track, organize, and manage all their clinical inventory. And so what we do is our secret to our growth is sites. We actually just hired Joy Jernak, ACRP Academy Board of Trustee member, to be our Senior Director of Site Engagement. We take sites very, very seriously. In fact, sites steer our development roadmap for our software. So they're the ones that are offering suggestions that help make it better.
So what do you guys do as far as, I guess, site outreach? I mean, with this hire that you've made, what are some of the things that you guys are doing? Are you like site advocates now, or what?
So what we do is it's a mix of education and training, best practices. I go and do a lot of ACRP, like lunch and learns to different chapters.
Really?
And it's if you have stuff, that stuff has to be managed. But for some reason, the concept of inventory management has never been explained to anyone in this industry. So
any inventory.
Yeah, any inventory. So what we've done is we've created a clinical inventory academy, which is available from our website. You go through that in about 45 minutes. It teaches you every single thing that you need to know. Because, part of GCP is having quality management systems and quality systems in place to make sure that you can take care of your patients.
So what does the academy train you on? Kit inventory primarily?
How to do an inventory count. How to track your expiration dates, how to track where you're storing things. It sounds pretty basic, but until now there's been no resource that a site could reference to understand best practices for that.
Are most of your sites, the site users, are they these big academic institutions, or are they more of the private small sites?
So we've got everyone from like a small private practice just dipping their toes in the water with clinical research, all the way up to very large, university hospital systems with, a bunch of PIs. And we kind of cover anything from small to big. We also work with a lot of SMOs too, and the product's still free as long as you're a site. So
interesting. Okay, so the product is free for the sites.
Yep.
And then I'm guessing you monetize through the sponsors?
Yeah, that's the way that because you have to make money, you have to stay in business. So what we do is we connect sponsors to real-time site inventory. And then what we do, we take it one step further, we then connect trial suppliers and vendors to the sites. So if you're a site, all you have to do is manage your clinical inventory in Slope, and we take care of automating the entire reorder process. So you're not having to log into portals or fill out, requisition forms. All of that happens magically.
And has it helped sites reduce their clutter around the office?
Oh yeah, like waste is a big problem. We actually, so we gather a lot of data. We're like a data company, and we found that 38% of things sent to sites expire before they can be used.
Right.
And so sites that use Slope are better prepared. They got a lot less waste. They have exactly what they need. It's kind of like the Goldilocks and Three Bears. Too little, too much, just right. That's how we try to do it.
And when you're engaging with the sites, what are some of the other issues they talk about? I'm sure they would discuss things that are that Slope doesn't really focus on.
Yeah, that's a good question. One thing that we've actually found is study budgeting is something that sites really need a lot of help with, especially budgeting for clinical supplies and inventory management.
Because they don't do any of
No, they don't do any of that. We actually wrote a really interesting white paper about that. And one thing that a lot of sites don't know, and you could probably, this would be a great platform to share it, is you can charge your sponsor to store inventory, kits, and thermal shippers. You can include that in your study budgets, and they will pay for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this man negotiates our budgets. I'm going to have to show him the white paper. Yeah. And he negotiates the budgets for all the sites in our network. So that's actually something...
So we got a lot of little tips and tricks that could save you some money, because if you're not charging for that, you're giving that away.
Interesting. Well, continued success.
Awesome.
Thank you very
so
much for the
Dan.
interview.
Appreciate it.
And thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.